what is a healthy relationship and what does it feel like?
And do they actually even exist, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
People don't even know. People don't even realize, if it's a parent-child relationship, like parents have taken it for granted. This is how my relationship with the child is going to be. Or the child will say, this is how my parents are going to be. Or it is marriage, your partner. Oh, this is how marriages are. All these
Have
things
always
happen.
been. That's the cliche, right?
Always been like that. So there is going to be this, like, I have to suppress myself in the relationship, have to control and all of these kind of things. These are not healthy. So we don't even know today. I mean, do we really know what is there something like a healthy relationship?
Yeah.
And what is it?
Absolutely. I think healthy relationship, first of all, the first sign is that you're peaceful in whichever relationship you're around. You're just peaceful and there is enough space for you to breathe.
Very true.
Togetherness is also giving that other person the space to blossom. You're not overwhelming their growth.
Choking the other person, if I have to say.
Exactly. Yeah. With
It actually feels like home. Yeah, it feels like home. You come home after a hard day's work, and the feeling that you have that you can just relax, you can be yourself.
Yeah.
You can express yourself without the fear of judgment, of being rejected, or that. It's a feeling that, okay, you are going to be heard, you are going to be seen, and there's no question, there's beyond doubt. Like, you can just be yourself, whether it's that cranky person, or whether it's that weirdo, or whether it's that funny person, or whether it's that quiet person. It doesn't matter who you are and how you are and what your mood is. That in that relationship, you can just be that without any fear.
True.
And that's what a healthy relationship actually looks like.
Also accepting that same person that you're living in with has different versions.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the most important part, I think, which I have realized, that each of us have a different version at home. Like with our parents, we are a different person. With our spouses, we are a different person. With our siblings, we are a different person. And in the outside corporate world or where we're working, we're a different version, right? Yeah. Now, the conflict happens is that, probably your spouse likes the version of you that you're with your parents, right? Or your parents like the version that you are with your friends or so-called colleagues, right?
Yeah.
Now, the thing is that every relationship has got a dynamic, right?
Yeah.
And love feels healthy when each of those dynamics are respected. We don't have to justify our existence in that particular relationship.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no judgment, right? So there is no justification.
Yeah.
And acceptance and allowance, like each person being in allowance of that person. Absolutely. So if the person is behaving in a certain way, you may not like it. Okay, just be in allowance, let that person be. So the moment we start allowing each other to just be who they are without any judgment, without correcting them, without, okay, you may give advice and you can always have that contribution in terms of your opinion, but without having to control the other person. The biggest relationship breaker is the need to control the other person, whether it's in friendship, whether it's parent-child relationship, whether it's, and the major part, obviously, in your marriages with your spouses and your partnership is like when you're trying to control and change the other person. Absolutely. The moment you start to control, that means you are not accepting that person. And the person feels it.
Yeah.
The person feels the rejection.
Absolutely. And that's exactly stems the feeling where they are not feeling emotionally safe.
Right.
The moment you start controlling the narrative of the other person, you're taking that power away from that person. So, for example, there are two people, right? And they are pulling a cart, and you tell that person that you're not pulling the cart properly. You go and stand in the corner, I will pull the cart. So what does that person feel? That person feel that he or she is not good enough, right?
Yeah.
But what eventually happens, what people don't realize is that that cart is being pulled by that one person, that entire load. Instead, before you start pulling, you tell them that, see, I'm great at twists and turns. So I'm going to be active during that part. When it comes to uphill or when it comes to sliding down, you take the pressure. So both of us know, we are safe, right? We know that we're both contributing in the same way and in a positive way, right?
So the emotional safety is the foundation of a healthy relationship. Feeling safe
Absolutely.
to be yourself, express yourself. And what is that emotional safety? Non-judgment, no judgment,
Yeah, no ridicule. The most important
no
thing
ridicule,
is, you cannot be the
no
butt of jokes.
criticize, no
Yeah,
criticize,
yeah,
no this. And that doesn't mean, okay, so can I, like a parent will say that, okay, I can't tell my child something,
yeah,
or one spouse will say to the other spouse, that means I cannot say anything. You do. And that's the another most important part in the relationship is communication.
yeah,
All right. Communication is the key to any relationship, even
absolutely.
between a boss and a subordinate. If the boss is keeps
Yeah.
downloading all the shit to you all the time, and all this, and if you are not communicating,
Back,
all right,
saying
let
that
communicate
not
back.
acceptable.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah, and boundaries is not walls. You're not creating walls. It's
yeah,
a bridge that you're creating in any relationship.
absolutely.
This is how I want to be treated.
Right.
It's a mutual kind of a thing. So it is. And most of the people think, okay, if I have boundaries, I will lose this person, I will hurt this person, create conflicts. No, boundaries are not walls, they are not battles. All
And these
right,
are healthy
relationships are
boundaries.
workshops. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
In communication, like they say, it's very clearly said. I mean, there's a whole research which says that, body, how you communicate is very important. I can tell the person, you are doing this to me, you did this, you are not doing this,
yeah,
you said this, this is one way of, and people think, oh, I am communicating. I told this person this is like this. I told that person like, this is a
yeah,
way people communicate. This is not communication. This is attack. All right.
absolutely.
This is like attacking the other person. And obviously that is coming out of your own fears. But at the same time, if you would say, if you communicate, you said this, and this is how I felt. I felt like this.
Yeah,
Okay. I feel I need this, or I would like you to do that. The way you communicate, the words that you use, not only the words, and this is the main part, the
yeah,
part of communication is 55% of your communication is body language. So you can be sitting over
absolutely.
there, not saying a word, and you're still communicating.
Absolutely.
38% is tonality, the tone that you use.
Use. Absolutely.
You're using I can say, I love you, or I can say, I
Yeah,
love you. The
absolutely.
tone makes the communication, and it communicates two different meanings, just the tone of your voice.
Right.
And only 7% is
Is
words.
words.
So you may say, I said this, I said that, I did that, but how did you say? What was your body language, and what tone you used is a
Yeah.
major part of your communication.
In fact, I know communication with the first and the most important thing is listening, right?
Yeah.
So since relationship is a mirror, right? Communication is the best way to mirror the other
Yeah.
person's emotion, right?
Yeah.
So when we're listening, right? And
Mm.
listening there's a huge difference between listening and hearing. I heard you, like people in the fight say, right? I heard you. Hearing is not actually capturing the data that is being shared. Yeah, it's not a physical presence. When you actively hear, that's when you start coming. When you listen actively, you start capturing both the verbal and the non-verbal communication that comes along with it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Over a period of time, you'll see people start understanding the moment. Say, for example, I come to your room and I put the cup down, okay? And you've lived with me for so many years. You don't need to tell me that you're angry. I already know that you're upset about something. So I'm actually listening to the body language that just happened there, right?
Yeah.
Somebody who has taught themselves to communicate proactively would turn around and ask, is there something wrong? Do you want to talk about it? Right?
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
being proactively
Yeah.
communicating, right?
And the reactive part would be, what are you doing this? Why are you angry? Why are you angry? This could
Exactly.
be a
So
reactive kind of a
somebody
communication.
just puts the cup down, right? And the first thing that you do is that, what is wrong with you? Why are you
Yeah.
banging things around? What are you trying to prove out here? Can't you see I'm working? That's reaction, right?
Yeah.
But the moment we listen to the verbal and the non-verbal communication, right? We respond to that particular action. Otherwise, we end up reacting, and that reaction causes more damage. It's already there.
True. Yeah. And yes, I mean, a lot of people come to me and advance, come and say, like, when we talk about communication, is like, the other person doesn't talk. I talk, but the other person doesn't talk. What can I do?
Yeah.
Like, because if that other person is closed off, this is a major problem in relationships, right?
Yeah.
So here, what is important is, first of all, like in the previous episode, we said it's a mirror. So if the person is not listening to you, then are you listening to yourself? First step is that.
Yes.
The more you start listening to yourself, you will feel the other person listening to you. The
Yes.
second step is you do you. All right.
Yes.
You communicate, irrespective of whether the other person is
Yeah.
communicating. All right. But when you communicate to your communication without expectation and judgment. So, some people say, okay, I told this person, I said that, let's talk, and I was communicating, but the other person doesn't open up, so it's closed. No, it doesn't work that way. All right. You
Yeah.
have to keep doing you consistently and release that expectation, because what happens is we communicate and then we judge the other person for not communicating. So the moment you're judging, that person realizes this person is judging and shuts down more. So the moment you release that expectation and just do your communication for your sake, okay? Because that's what you are. All right.
Yeah.
And eventually, as you do this communication, with a lot of love and intention, if you're doing the intention to judge and criticize again. So all these things, it all starts from you. If you keep continuing doing that and you keep talking, and even if the other person doesn't share, no problem,
Yeah.
you share, right?
Absolutely.
Eventually, you will see slowly the other person will shift and change. But you have to be patient and you have to be consistent and keep doing. You cannot say that, okay, 5 days I tried and now it's not happening, so I'll give up. You don't do that, because you being open to communication is who you are. And if you keep doing that, you don't change yourself. You don't shut down because the other person is shut down.
Absolutely.
You just keep yourself open. You keep that space open. And whenever that person is ready, it does work. Slowly but surely. For some people, it may take longer time, some less time, some may be like 10%, some maybe 50%. It doesn't matter. It's a process. It is not like today I do this and tomorrow my relationship is going to get healthy. No, it is a process. We all have to put in effort.
The biggest hurdle, like you said, right? I tried, but it didn't happen, I gave my best. Ego, right?
Yeah.
Where our sense of self slowly transits into ego. Then it is a power play. It is not an understanding or a discussion. It is who gets the last word, or who gets. It's more of a competition rather than a collaboration there.
Yeah, very true.
So they say, like when we spoke about love, right? Relationship also, it is an ego death, right? Where you yourself will never die till you pass on. You will live on. That is unique. You continue to be whoever you are. What the person is, trying to make you resist that change. That is the challenge.
Yeah.
You have to be the best version of yourself. And that only comes when you look within.
Yeah, and those challenges are there. Like, okay, you are being you, and that other person is so and so, and XYZ is not being that. All right. That challenge is also somewhere testing you, and that is actually helping you grow. Whether it's helping you grow in your patience, whether it's helping you grow in your understanding, whatever that is, even that is helping you to grow. So if you keep focusing, the more you focus on yourself, within yourself, all right, the more you will rise and grow and evolve, the more easier life, the more peaceful life that you have. The moment you keep going to the other person, okay, whether it's your boss, whether it's your subordinate, whether it's your parents, whether it's children, whether it's your siblings, your partner, business partners, this person is, you are actually giving away that. You keep going within, and then you keep rising from within.
Absolutely. And that is so important, especially, we have to understand what our attachment style is first in all of this. So, like, are we anxious? Are we avoidant? Are we disorganized? Are we secure? Who are we? The most important part. Only then, because the moment we understand, right, and we realize the world around us, we'll be able to figure out everybody else's, the people that we are attracting or we have around us. We will exactly know how to handle and set boundaries. So if we don't know our style of attachment style as such, we will not be able to figure out whether that relationship that we are attracting is healthy or not.
Yeah, as you said, like attracts like, right? So if we have an anxious attachment style, we will attract the people who will make us more anxious, who will make us more fearful, right?
Avoidant, detached.
Avoidant, detached and avoidant. So I mean, if we are the avoidant people, then we will find that the other person is always avoiding and ghosting us and that kind of a thing. So how do we resolve? And unless you feel secure and you are whole and complete, only then will you attract that kind of a relationship with anyone as such, right?
Absolutely.
So how does that work? You be aware. Am I being too clingy? Am I being avoidant? Am I being fearful in any of my relationship? If that is my thing, awareness creates the shift.
Absolutely.
We say even when we do all the work, the healing and the energy work, 60% of the work is done just through awareness. And then the 40% is whatever techniques and whatever we do in terms of energy, right? So the
Right.
awareness creates that shift. The moment you're aware that, hey, I'm being anxious over here, you get control back to yourself, and
Yeah.
then you can choose, okay, this is what I'm doing. I can choose differently. I can act
Absolutely.
differently. I can respond differently. And that changes your vibration and your frequency. And then that brings in a more elevated relationship in your, and the elevated experiences in your relationships. It doesn't mean that you have to, all the old relationships will go and the new relationships come. All right. It's not that. Some
No,
relationship
that
may
same
drop, but
relationship, yeah,
the experience in that relationship changes.
will shift. Absolutely. When we
Yes.
realize ourselves, right? So most of
Yes.
the times
Yes.
when we get secure about our relationship and we feel that I am here to stay,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The other person is like, what happened? Then they
Yeah.
also get that sense that, okay, there is something changed. I better gear up, right? I better change. That kind of
Yeah.
motivates the other person in a relationship to be a better version.
Yeah.
And most of the times that I've seen is that we're all looking for inspiration. We
Very
all
true.
are looking for inspiration somewhere, right?
Yeah.
With friends around, there are only few ways that we can learn. One of them, one biggest thing is learning from other people's experience.
Yeah. Very
That's
true.
the most important thing. And getting inspiration from others, right?
Yes.
If we
Yeah.
have those flaws, admit it and learn from them till we still have time,
Yeah.
right?
Yes. True. Yeah. So what is, like, it's about the healthy relationship allows both the people to grow together and separately. So it is not about, okay, we have to grow together. It allows them to grow separately and they grow together. So that's what a healthy relationship. It is, you do not have to shrink, you do not have to sacrifice, you do not have to become something else, you don't have to
Absolutely.
change or abandon any part of you just to be in that relationship. That's what actually creates, and if you're doing any of this, that means it's unhealthy. So you can change that. It doesn't mean you just get out of the relationship. You may try to work on it. Always you work on a relationship, but at the end of the day, the biggest and the healthiest relationship that you can have is with yourself.
Absolutely. That's where it all starts.
Yeah.
And to understand that, it's extremely important to reflect. Are we losing ourselves in all of it? Right?
Yeah.
Are we the person who we were? Or
Mm.
we can be a better version now, right?
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
understood our flaws, we've understood our
Yeah.
strengths, and we
Yeah.
would like to make ourselves better and
Yeah.
bigger from here on,
Yeah.
right? In the
Yeah.
relationship.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in any relationship, that the basic is love for self and love for everything else.
Yes.
And love only expands, it doesn't contract you.
Right. This is a great chat. I think we've understood relationship in a different light altogether and the different facets and the different hurdles that
Yeah.
one could face. But the strength is to carry on and have faith that whatever works in our favor is for our own good.
Thank you so much, Abby. It was an amazing conversation. And see you next week, everyone. Please do not forget to subscribe and follow our channels.
See you. Take care.
See
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.